And now to the devastation in Maui. President Biden and the First Lady are headed there on Monday. And we know Defense Department forensic anthropologists are now on the ground to help identify the victims. A forensics expert this week telling me just how difficult the task is underway. The extreme challenge of DNA testing when an entire family has been wiped out, of not even having a hairbrush or a toothbrush left in the ashes to use as reference.
There are going to be some individuals that sadly will never be identified.
The death toll stands at 114 tonight, children confirmed among the victims. And now new reports, residents telling NewsNation they are being told to not expect power for 7 weeks. Also concerns that misinformation may be preventing residents from accessing crucial aid. NewsNation DC producer Tanya Noury joining us live now. Tanya, I know you're also a former Lahaina resident. What is it like on the ground today?
Hi, Natasha. It's been devastating. Driving through Lahaina has been just a haunting scene. As you can see behind me, there are burnt down buildings, melted cars along the road, the smell of smoke still in the air, and the stories coming out. The winds on that day were so strong, escalating the inferno, so people didn't have time to wait. I just spoke to one survivor, an 80-year-old couple, and they said that they left their home with nothing at all. And so they had 5 minutes just to get out of that road and the blaze and the fire, and just driving past bodies on the side of the road, driving over downed power lines and trees.
I mean, it's just a harrowing experience that you're describing, and we're hearing this over and over from residents, and also hearing about the failed siren system that day. What are you learning about that in particular, Tanya?
Yeah, so growing up in Hawaii, at the top of every month, they have these just testing, and they're blaring so loud. And so, I mean, we have a very robust siren system. And so just in case there is a tsunami or any kind of extreme weather event, yet those alarms did not sound on August 8th. And there is a lot of anger and frustration from the people in Lahaina, because they truly feel that that would have saved many lives. And so, Natasha, I'm learning that the following day after that initial devastation hit, residents in Lahaina received alerts on their cell phones about a car accident that happened just on this road behind me. And so there's even more questions now about the government's response and why there were no warnings.
Yeah, and Tanya, I know we had the governor of Hawaii on Chris Cuomo's show here on NewsNation last night, and he was describing how traditionally those sirens are used for tsunami warnings, head for high land, not for something like a wildfire. Do you have any insight into that growing up in this area? If you were to hear that siren, would your initial gut reaction be to head for high land, head towards the fire rather than towards the coast and the ocean?
I think when you hear those sirens go off, yes, and your instinct would be to go towards high lands, but it's also just a warning that something is coming. So you know when you hear it, it's just an emergency that's coming your way. It's not necessarily get in the car and go to high lands. It's something is happening, and especially what I'm hearing from a lot of residents here, they could see the fire coming their way. So they know kind of that you're not going to go towards the fire, which was coming from high land. So I don't think that that is a very realistic reason for many of the residents here.
Yeah, Tanya, I really appreciate that perspective. We're looking at some reports now of widely viewed social media videos that are pushing residents who own land in Lahaina to not sign anything from FEMA, saying that FEMA could seize their property if they sign. FEMA is coming out now saying this is absolutely false. Applying for disaster assistance does not give them or the U.S. government that kind of authority. But Tanya, what is the concern about misinformation right now, and in this case, possibly preventing residents from accessing crucial aid?
There is a lot of misinformation going on. I think it's been spreading throughout the community, and there have been some people who have been approached to sell their land and to sign paperwork. So I think that that concern has spread throughout, and now people don't know who to trust. And then also, like we just discussed with the siren system, they feel like they've been failed by their government. And so they just are not trusting anything that's coming out of, official word and whatnot.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.